Good afternoon, YouTube. Xfile2708 back again with another movie pickups video. I think I've mentioned on the previous video, looking now to slow down on the non-horror stuff. So I've got a big Billy bookcase to the side of me. I think capacity of about 500. Which is almost full of action and comedy and stand-up and all of that sort of good stuff. So moving forward, looking at filling gaps on the horror shelf, titles that I used to have in the collection that I want to get back into the collection again. Other ones, part of franchises. I think maybe, I'm missing 3 or 4 of the Friday the 13th at the minute. A couple of the later Halloweens, the Child's Play movies, Wolf Creek 2, loads since I've started recollecting at the start of the year. Still a lot more that I want to get back into the collection. Horror, as you'll know from all of my videos, etc., is my main passion. Used to be probably 95% of what I used to watch, but now balancing it out a little bit with action and comedy stuff. So it's still probably a, I don't know, 70-30 split in favour of horror, but it's a lot better than it was. So this is a horror haul movie pickup. What I've done, like I say, all of the odd action and the odd comedy I've put straight onto the shelf over there. So this is going to be a pickups video purely of horror and thriller, potentially. So this is a culmination of, big word, a culmination of a few different CXs. So I'm not going to do, pickups from Darlington, pickups from Middlesbrough, pickups from Hartlepool, pickups from Redcar, all of those sorts of places that I have done dedicated videos for previously. But I'm slowing down on charity shops and things like that and just focusing really on CEXs now and being able to fill some gaps in the horror collection. So there we go, waffleage over, nearly 3 minutes in. It doesn't change, does it? So yeah, nice big pile of horror and thriller here across, like I say, several different CX stores. So straight into showing you what there is. I won't go into detail as to the particular movies. I'll probably talk about them a little bit more on upcoming latest watches episodes and 5-minute movie reviews. But these first two actually, not CEX, charity shop pickups. The rest of them are all CEX. So, but I did want to show these on the pickups video anyway. So yeah, and Soon the Darkness, movie from 1970. Really good, probably thriller, I'd say. It did have a remake in 2010, which wasn't too bad. But for me, this one is definitely the better of the two movies. And it also stars a very young Michelle Doctrice, who, those of you that are old enough to remember Betty from Some Mothers Do Have 'Em, she was Betty. So, but yeah, really good thriller this one. I have seen it a few times before, and I snuck it on, was it yesterday or the day before, and had a watch before I even showed it on this pickups video. I was, that much looking forward to giving it a rewatch. So there we go. And Soon the Darkness from 1970. Don't know anything about this one. This was in the same charity shop that I picked up and Soon the Darkness from. But it's supposed to be brutal. And oddly, it stars Billy Connolly. Who knows? My good friend Lisa Loves, I know she's a big fan of Billy Connolly. So I don't know if you've seen this movie or not before. If you have and you see this video, let me know in the comments, please. So it's called The Debt Collector. And on the back it says, a profound, disturbing and fully tragic work a psychological thriller with attitude, hits you like a hammer blow. So yeah, Billy Connolly is the main star. So never heard anything about it, but from that description, it sounds as though it's going to be a pretty hard-hitting and brutal movie. So if you have seen it, yeah, let me know in the comments whether that's you, Lisa, or anybody else that might have seen it. Yeah, please let me know. So there we go, The Debt Collector. Next up, not seen this one before, I don't think. This is a 1930s movie. I've got a list in the local or one of the local CXs, and what I always do, you know, I go around, pick all the ones that I've earmarked that I know are in store and ones that I'm after, and then I have a little scout just in case there's anything, because they don't always categorise everything into the horror genre. So I always have a scout up and down the shelves just to see if there's anything else that jumps out, and this one did. So White Zombie. So this is a 1930s horror classic, apparently, almost forgotten today. It's an excellent example of what can be accomplished by an obscure film company, in this case Hal Perrin Productions, working with a tiny budget but using enormous flair and imagination. Some of the visuals, the opening scene of the burial on the road, the sugar mill worked by zombies, remain in the imagination for an uncomfortable amount of time. One sure sign of true success for a horror film. The settings, the hillside graveyard and the villains' towering fortress are genuinely top-notch spooky. And it's a Bela Lugosi movie. So again, if you've seen this one, guys, let me know if you enjoyed it and you think it's one I might enjoy as well. So there we go. And that was £1. Absolute bargain. Alright, so let me just have a quick slurp. Right, next up, movie that I've definitely seen before. But my terrible memory, I mean, I have to look on Letterboxd, which is where I record all my movie viewing. So quite often I have to think, well, have I seen it before? And I'll check on my Letterboxd and, oh yeah, I saw it 3 or 4 years ago and I didn't enjoy it by the rating I gave it, and steer clear, blah, blah, blah. But I've definitely seen this one, but I don't remember anything about it at all. So one called The Quiet Ones. And it says at the top, I can't see, there's a sticker over there, says Hammer Presents. Maybe it says from the makers of The Woman, which was a release I used to have from Arrow, which is a really good film. So if it is done by the same people that did that one, then definitely one I'm looking forward to rewatching. And it says inspired by true events. So I vaguely recall, like I say, it was one that I enjoyed, hence I've picked it back up for the collection again. But yeah, that's going to go on the short list to watch soon. So there we go, The Quiet Ones. Next up, can never go wrong with these ones. Bit of Puppet Master 2, the old stop motion at its finest. Love these for the, you know, the cheesy 80s movies, I think, or early 90s, something like that. I think they were 80s movies, but yeah, first one I've seen since I've been recollecting again. So yeah, as and when I see them out in the wild across the X's, then I'll pick them up and grab the full franchise as and where I can. So Puppet Master 2. They're back, no strings attached. So terribly cheesy, low budget movies, these ones, but switch your brain off for an hour and a half and just enjoy them for what they are. So there we go, Puppet Master 2. One that I used to have on, I think it was an import Blu-ray previously, and it's a road horror called Downrange. Now this is one I watched the first time, like I say, I brought it on import. Watched it for the first time. I wasn't a big fan. But then I did have a second watch later down the line, and I quite enjoyed it. I always enjoy my road horrors anyway, and this is one where a group of people break down in the outback, and they're basically pinned that there's a sniper however many miles away in the distance, and he's just decided he's going to kill them all basically. And it's their fight for survival against this sniper. So yeah, one I did enjoy on a rewatch, like I say. So pleased to be able to grab it back for the collection. So Downrange. Next up, an Alfred Hitchcock movie that I haven't seen before. But as you know, I'm on a big Alfred Hitchcock kick at the minute. So I've got 3 or 4 box sets down on this shelf below. I've picked up North by Northwest on individual DVD and stuff like that recently. This was one I saw in one of the local CEXs. But I've never seen it before, but it's Alfred Hitchcock, so more than likely one that I'll enjoy, and it's called Under Capricorn. So, starring Ingrid Bergman, Joseph Cotton and Michael Wilding. So, not the cheapest for a CX DVD, but I hadn't seen it before. I hadn't come across it on any of my previous CXs that I've been to, so I thought, right, I'm gonna jump on that one and give it a first time watch. So more than likely, moving forward, this one will be put on as a 5-minute movie review. So if anyone has seen it, again, let me know in the comments if it's one that you enjoyed or not. It says, oh God, this rare Hitchcock costume drama. Okay, not too sure now. Unfolds in 1831 Sydney. Ingrid Bergman and her working class husband Sam, whom are escaping a secret and tragic past. Cotton has become a man of wealth, but is not accepted socially, and Lady Henrietta is a raging alcoholic and verging on madness. Enter Hon Charles Adair, whom she had known in Ireland, and a passionate love triangle ensues as their tragic past is revealed. Under Capricorn had a troubled production due to Bergman's infamous love affair with the Italian director Roberto Rossellini, which resulted in her exile from Hollywood. But nevertheless, it is an underrated masterpiece with lavish photography by Jack Cardiff that is surely one of the best costume films of the 1940s. There we go, and it's 117 minutes long. 1949 this was released. So there we go. I'm not too sure. It says costume drama. That's normally one that I wouldn't entertain at all. Not my cup of tea. But it's Alfred Hitchcock, so fuck it. I'll give it a go. So that's that one. Right, we're not doing too bad, guys. Probably a third of the way through the pile. I will try to step it up a bit and waffle less. Next up, horror anthology. We have, where are we? There we go. Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. So again, this is one that I used to have on Blu-ray all those years ago, before I stupidly tried to go digital and got rid of everything. But there we go, brilliant horror anthology, this one with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, Roy Castle, Donald Sutherland. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. One that I'd seen several times when I did have it on Blu-ray originally. And again, this is one that's going to go on the shortlist to rewatch probably over the coming days. So there we go. Pleased to get that one back in the collection again. Next up, this is I think a movie that came out a few years ago, done by the producers of The Witch and The Void. Only ever seen it once, but seem to recall it was one that I enjoyed, and it is Pyewacket. So, says one of the best occult movies in years. 4 out of 4 from Fright Fest. But yeah, like I say, seem to recall this was a decent watch. But for £1.50, I thought, bugger it, I'll pick it up again, give it another watch. Hopefully, it'll be a decent one to add into the collection. So, again, my terrible memory, I don't recall exactly, but I do think it was one that I didn't think was too bad at the time. So, we shall see. Next up, really good one, this one. Big fan of the actress in this one, Rebecca De Mornay. And it is Mother's Day. So this is a movie, it doesn't say on there when it was released, and the writing's far too tiny. I can't remember if this was like 2007 or 2009, something like that. But yeah, really good one with Rebecca De Mornay. So big fan of her in The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. So definitely recall enjoying this one. I've seen it a couple of times previously. So again, looking forward to giving this one a rewatch. Next up, this is one that I think I've got the first 2 and either 1 or 2 after this one, so I needed this one in between, and it is Insidious 3. So I think I've got on the shelf behind me 1 and 2. Is it The Last Key, which is the 4th one, and then this one, obviously Insidious 3, clues in the title. I think it's just Red Door that I need to get, which is the latest one, to complete the set. But yeah, brilliant modern day horrors, the Insidious movies. More than likely most of you will have seen them before. If you haven't, then yeah, definitely give them a watch. Really jumpy, creepy movies. So yeah, recommend these ones. Insidious 3. Next up, another one for my Stephen King collection. So just recently watched, what was it, Misery and Pet Sematary. And this was one that I needed to get back into the collection again. And it is The Mist. Now, sadly, not the special edition, which is the one that I had previously. I'm sure it was Blu-ray special edition, where you had the black and white version along with the colour release. And watching it in black and white was really good. Really enjoyed watching it in that format. So probably one that I will upgrade to Blu-ray later on down the line. But for now, the main thing was just to get it back into the collection. And it's there for me to watch anytime I'm ready. So there we go. There's The Mist. Right, let me try and do this without knocking everything over. Right, that's those ones. Right. There we go. Right, next up again, one that I think I used to have on Blu-ray previously. But I don't remember much about it. I can't remember if this actually might have had a second site release, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But it is Willard. So again, £1.50 on DVD. More than happy to add it into the collection. So there we go. There's Willard, which is Crispin Glover. For years, Willard Stiles has been trapped in a dead-end job with no friends and no future. Willard's life seems hopeless until he makes an eerie discovery. He shares a powerful bond with the rats that dwell in his basement. Now a guy who has been trampled in the rat race his entire life is suddenly ready to tear up the competition. Beginning with his boss, Crispin Glover leads the pack in this skin-crawling thriller that takes an unforgettable journey into the mind of a madman. So, and it says it also includes, I don't know, Crispio something Glover Ben music video. There we go. But yeah, any fans of that one? Let me know in the comments. So, I don't know. I'm sure it's one that I had previously, but I really don't remember it at all. So it might be one that I didn't have and haven't seen before. So looking forward, giving that one a watch. Next up, again, another one that I've seen previously. Vaguely remember it was pretty good. I haven't seen it for a number of years now, but it is Storm Warning, from the director of Urban Legend. So again, this was one that I had previously on Blu-ray all those years ago. It says loaded with scares, laughs and lots of gore. Gruesome fun, apparently Fangoria says. So yeah, pleased to get that one back into the collection, and again looking forward to giving that a rewatch soon. Next up, pretty sure this was an Arrow. Was it an Arrow release or Second Sight? Again, another one I'm pretty sure I had on a special edition box set, but it is Upgrade. So, one of the best sci-fi films of the year. So this is quite a recent one, 2018 this one came out. After his wife is killed during a brutal mugging that also leaves him paralysed, Grey Trace, from Spider-Man Homecoming and Prometheus, is approached by a billionaire inventor with an experimental cure that will upgrade his body. The cure, an artificial intelligent implant called STEM, gives Grey physical abilities beyond anything experienced and the ability to relentlessly claim vengeance against those who murdered his wife and left him for dead. Upgrade is a thrilling and hyper-violent vision of the future from the producer of Get Out and The Purge and the co-creator of Saw and Insidious. So, yeah, pretty sure, like I say, this was one that I did have previously on a nice Blu-ray special edition box set. So, again, looking forward to rewatching this one soon. Next up, absolutely brilliant film, this one. This is one I've definitely seen several times over the years. Starring ex-Leeds United legend Vinnie Jones. And it is The Midnight Meat Train. So, Director's Cut Extreme Edition, this one. Says the version you couldn't see at the cinema. Easily the best Clive Barker adaptation since the first Hellraiser film. But yeah, absolutely brutal. Vinnie Jones plays an absolutely superb part in this one. And yeah, honestly, it's one of those, quite a few people I think will have seen it before. Other people have never heard of it, and it's one I recommend as a lesser known gem in those cases. So again, if you haven't seen this one before, guys, it's absolutely brilliant and nice and cheap to pick up on DVD, and I don't think too expensive on Blu-ray. So if you can track it down and you fancy giving it a watch, then yeah, let me know in the comments what your thoughts were. So there we go, Midnight Meat Train. Next up, I think this was a movie from 2008 or 2009. Again, one that I've only seen once before, but I do remember it was creepy as fuck, and a movie that I enjoyed. And it is Mum and Dad. And this stars, what's his name? I can't see his name on there now, but it says the impressive debut by writer-director Stephen Scheel, one of the most disturbing Brit shockers to emerge in recent years. But yeah, really good, this one. One that I definitely enjoyed. The guy that I'm trying to think of his name, but I can't see his name on the back, is that guy there. So let me know in the comments, guys. I can't remember, was he from This Is England or something? Don't know, can't remember, but definitely seen him in something else before, and he plays the very creepy dad in this one. So brilliant watch. Another one that looking forward to rewatching again soon. Next up, a remake from 2021. This was one I enjoyed. I know, a few people didn't like this one, but for me, I thought it was a decent movie in its own right, and it is the remake for Wrong Turn. So, obviously, you won't beat the original Wrong Turn movie. I've got the trilogy box set of the original three down there on one of the shelves. But yeah, this one, if you treat it as a movie in its own right, it doesn't copy exactly the original movie. If you watch it, with those eyes of it's a movie in its own right. Give it a go and treat it on its own merit. And yeah, it's probably one that you'll enjoy. So again, looking forward to giving that one a rewatch. Next up, nice creepy one. This one, I think this was it 2015? Maybe a little bit later. I can't quite remember. But it's from the producers of Get Out and Halloween, and it is Ma. So yeah, again another creepy one with what's the name? I can't remember what her name is now. It's not Octavia Spencer. That's it. Keeps herself to herself in quite a high town when she is asked by a teenager to buy some booze for her groups of friends. Sue-Ann offers the basement of her home for the kids to hang out and party, but there's some house rules. Someone has to stay sober, don't curse, never go upstairs, and call her Ma. As her hospitality starts to curdle into obsession, what begins as a teenage dream turns into a terrorising nightmare, and Ma's place goes from the best place in town to the worst place on earth. But yeah, some really, creepy moments with, as it says, her turning into, the host with the most, if you like, to being a really creepy, obsessive, disturbing individual. So yeah, one I've seen a couple of times before. Again, one that I used to have on Blu-ray all those years. I'm getting sick and tired of saying it now. So I'm rebuilding my collection. But yeah, it was a really good watch. One that I have seen a couple of times previously and always enjoy. Next up, another road horror. This is I think it's an anthology, if I recall, and it's one called Southbound. Again, nice and cheap, this one, for what is a really good road horror movie anthology. So £1.50 for this one. There you go, a twisted horror anthology from the minds that brought you VHS. So on a desolate stretch of desert highway, weary travellers, two men on the run from their past, a band on their way to the next gig, a man struggling to get home, a brother in search of his long-lost sister, and a family on vacation are forced to confront their worst fears and darkest secrets in these interwoven tales of terror and remorse on the open road. But yeah, really enjoyed this one. Literally only seen it the once, so really looking forward to giving this a rewatch shortly. So there we go, Southbound. Right, two more to go, guys. Nice quick one, I can brush over this one. Annabelle. I've got a couple of the Conjuring movies down there already. I think I've got one of the Annabelle movies on DVD on the shelf behind me, but I hadn't got this original Annabelle, so £1.50 would have been rude not to. And then we're going to finish with Nazi Zombies Death Tales. This is one that I used to have in the collection. I think I brought it from Asda. It was when they used to have the movies for £3, £4, £5 before they stopped selling physical media. I don't remember a lot about this one, but it's Nazi zombies, so how bad can it be? But yeah, one I'll look forward to. I think rewatching. Like I say, I did have it previously. but I don't remember just how bad it was. So it is one that I'm going to have to put on and see if I enjoy it or not. So again, probably one that I'll do as a 5-minute movie review moving forward. So there we go, guys. Pretty much dead on half an hour. So let me know in the comments any movies there that you've seen before that whether you thought they were good or bad watches for yourself. So always nice to interact with you guys in the comments. I do always look to reply to all comments where I can. So as always, guys, please remember to like, comment and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll be back later on in the week with another video. Bye for now.